Welcome to season 2 of the QI podcast. I am your host, DJ 10th
And
Power.
I'm your host, DJ Duce, and we have a lot to talk about.
Man,
It feels like we've been on a long
a long
vacation.
hiatus, right?
Yep, long vacation.
And it's because really we took a break so I could move out here into the great city of York or into York County.
And how's your county been treating you?
I love it a lot. It's nice and quiet.
Oh, yeah?
And just to be in a home and not in that townhouse anymore and having to travel so much out here on the weekends. Now I'm a full-time resident here. Perfect move for me. And we could get more busy.
Yes, we can just live here and we can podcast all day.
All day,
Yep.
anywhere we want to, and which is what we promised to do in season 2. We'll be taking it to the streets. We'll be taking it to different studios. We'll be doing a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah,
this
a
season.
lot of segments, a lot of interviews. We got to spice it up, you know what I mean? Time to turn it up a bit.
Right, exactly. We got to dig deep. And speaking of digging deep, we got a couple of things we want to talk about. Do you want to start with the coronavirus or do you want to start with the impeachment?
I say let's just dive right into the impeachment.
Okay.
I don't even know where to begin on that.
I don't know either. I think the outcome was what we all expected anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Mitch McConnell went out there and said that we're working with the White House, it's like that already told you we're wasting our time with this whole trial thing.
Right. I was just too prolonged. She waited too. I don't know. The whole thing was sloppy.
The whole thing is sloppy. In a way, I do agree with Trump, and I'm surprised about this. It's been issue after issue after issue after issue during his whole term. But the flip of that is that he brought this on himself, don't you think?
Right. He did.
It wasn't a perfect call.
Right. Well, he contradicts himself all the time.
All the
he'll do
time.
something good one minute, and then he'll go on Twitter and be like, "Congratulations to the Kansas City." He thought that was actual.
Yeah, exactly. What a dummy, right? And I don't. Nothing's ever his fault. It's always somebody else's fault.
Right.
If he fires someone, well, somebody brought them to me. I didn't really want him as part of my administration. He never takes responsibility for anything, and I'm wondering, is that the way he's been all his life?
Probably. I think it's billionaire or millionaire syndrome. You know, when you get rich, they say you just start passing the buck on to everyone.
But he's got a lot of people believing him.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's almost as if I want to slap the dog mess out of America and be like, wake up.
Do you think he's an impulsive liar? Do you think he believes his own words that come out of his own mouth?
I think he believes that he could fool people into thinking that to believe the words that are coming out of his mouth, and it's actually happening. Look, he made it clear when he said, "I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue, and people believe that I didn't, and I could get away with it." Basically, and has he been wrong since he made that statement?
Yeah, you got a point.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't see. If people think, or Republicans or his followers believe that was a perfect call, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with asking other countries, continents, to investigate your political opponent, then that same thing can happen to you.
I agree.
So I believe that every Republican congressman who backed Trump should be investigated. And see how that, and their children should be investigated, because he not only called out Joe Biden, he called out Hunter Biden.
Yes, he just really digs deep. I think the 2020 election is going to be, we already know it's going to be.
It's going to be World War III.
So.
And here's the thing, he talks about how Hunter Biden shouldn't have been paid this amount of money, and he got the job because of his father. What about your children?
Yeah.
What about your grown children?
Right.
I don't understand that. I can do it, but you can't?
Nope. Maybe, I don't, something's wrong with him. Do they do like a mental evaluation when you become...
They claim that he's been through that, and he had his physical, and he's fine up there, but...
Who's the doctor that examined him?
I don't believe it. I absolutely positively don't believe a word of it. Yeah. I don't believe anything that comes out of his mouth. Yeah. I'll give you an example. he says he's done great for unemployment, right? He's responsible for him getting the lowest, and blacks should absolutely vote for him because of this thing. Well, I did some digging, and there was an article out there that actually showed he himself, his administration, only dropped unemployment rate 2%, whereas the Obama administration dropped it almost 8%. So who should we be more appreciative of?
Big difference.
Yeah. You're riding in on the man's coattails, man. You got this great economy because of him. Because that economy was already surging when you took oath.
Right. I would like to see if it would have been vice versa. Like if he would have came in during the recession, what would have happened?
Exactly. I actually believe if he gets reelected, he's going to have a difficult final 4 years, and not because of investigations and everything, but I think everything that we're seeing right now is going to totally reverse itself because of stuff that he's put in place. Look at what he's doing with the environment.
That's an interesting point.
He's allowing construction companies to dump in our waters. He's cleared the way for that.
Yeah, that's been going on forever. The whole dumping in the water thing.
But Obama had things in place, laws in place, to where companies, if they did that, they would face heavy financial fines. So he actually had to cut those things, meaning Trump, to allow them to do that again.
Oh, so
and he won't pay the price for that.
No, so you just dump in the ocean more or less?
Yeah, and they face no fines.
All you can dump.
All you can dump.
Oh wow.
And this is what I say. This is what I try to tell people why I get so upset about all of the stuff that I've been reading, is that it's not going to affect us. It's going to affect your kids' kids.
Right.
Like I got grandchildren coming up, and that's who it's going to hit when they become adults. So I sit back and look at the 16-year-old who is out there talking about climate change, and I look at the grown-ass men, excuse me, hopefully we bleep that, that attack her. Why are they attacking her for wanting a better, cleaner planet? It's not like what she's saying is a bad thing.
Right. Well, I mean, if you want to say that, I mean, just Friday, if you've been watching the news, 65 degrees in Antarctica, the highest ever recorded in the peninsula. It was warmer in Antarctica on Friday than it was in Orlando, Florida.
See, now that's scary and crazy. That's crazy and scary.
I'm like, does that surprise me? No.
No.
I think that it's only going to get worse as time goes on, but I think it's accelerating quicker than a lot of people were thinking. Like, this is really happening. And
every country is doing something except for us. And we're proud of that mess because he pulled us out.
Yeah.
And we're proud of that? We actually think we're great again because of that.
Well, he might think that. We got to take a poll. We'll take a poll on that. Go to www.theqipodcast.com. We got to throw a poll up there.
Absolutely. Give us your opinion on what you think about these things. Let us know so we can read your emails over the air and let's talk about this and see what other people think.
For real, because I want to know what the general public thinks in the sense is first of all, where do you think the country is going to go this year? More importantly, what do you think is going to happen this year? Because it's already been a busy first of January. Absolutely. I mean, and to dive right in, I mean, this coronavirus thing.
Jesus, man, it's I haven't had a cold in over a decade. Just because I wash my hands, I dress properly, and I eat right most of the time. And because of that, I've been able to avoid a simple cold. But
I got hit this year. I mean, yeah, this year. I got hit this year.
Now, I don't know how you feel about vaccines staying in the medical field, but there's a mom that I read about yesterday who went on Facebook and talked to people who are anti-vaccine.
Because I'm anti-vaccine.
Really? Yes. Okay, so here's where we're going to differ. I wait till we got on something that we can disagree on. Okay, cool. This is great. And she was looking for remedies to get her child for the flu, for her child because her child had the flu, and she had I think she had 3 kids, and 2 out of the 3 were down with the flu. She tried all these remedies, except for the one that the doctor gave her.
Okay.
And the child ended up dying because she didn't
Obey
do
doctor's orders.
right.
Less.
Exactly.
I mean, what did she have exactly?
The flu.
The
Just
flu.
the flu.
It was
Just the
version of
basic
the
flu.
And she died from it. And how old?
I don't recall the age, but it was a school child.
It was so. It was,
Yeah,
it was
elementary school child.
Elementary school child. See, like the flu. Like for me, I got the flu more when I got the shot. I don't understand the why. You know, that scares me. Number one. Number two, I tell you, the schools are probably the most germiest places.
Of course, yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Like when I was in school, I got sick more in life than I ever have, and then once I got out of school, I've been fine. So,
I only got sick
and I've
once.
gotten, you know, in being in school, I got vaccinated, and even with the vaccinations, I'm still getting sick. So I'm like, why am I getting vaccinations? They're not helping. So I just stopped them, and I haven't gotten one since. And I've gotten sick less since I stopped the vaccinations from back in high school. I've gotten sick maybe 4 times in the past 10 years. But back in school, guaranteed, 2-3 months, I had a sore throat, I had some type of cough, sneezing, something. It was just, you couldn't get away from it.
I mean, I had colds as a kid, but I also had colds as an adult. So, but when I caught the flu, I caught it as a kid, and I caught it from my brother because my brother had it. And there's 2 other brothers in that home, but we were, you know, in separate rooms. So the 2 that had the flu shared the same room. So of course we naturally, the other 2 were fine. But I never had the flu since the 3rd grade. So that's many years ago.
So how long have you been getting vaccinations?
I haven't gotten a vaccination since the military. So it's been, that was like what, 1988?
So 1988 was the last vaccination.
Last vaccination that I got.
So you haven't got no flu shots, no nothing since then?
No. I dress properly, I eat right, like I said, and I wash my hands quite often. And the worst thing I might have gotten maybe one time was pink eye.
Wow. Well, some people are like that. I mean, my mother never gets sick. Some people never get sick. I don't care what happens. You can be around 100 German people, but then there's some people that don't get sick, and then they'll get sick like once every 8 years, and it's death, like they'll almost on the
Yeah, it's gruesome. And see, that's my fear. Like the next time I get sick,
cold.
It's going to be really, really, really bad. You know. But again, like you see, even what I wore over today, still wearing a scarf, still wearing a heavy coat, and it's not bad out there today. That I really didn't have to go that route, but I still go that route because, you know, even if we were to be in the 60s, I would still at least have my scarf on. I see people out there wearing shorts and T-shirts, and I'm like, are you out of your mind?
People have something psychologically wrong with them. When I see people with a coat on and shorts on, makes no sense. But I mean, that's it. That's what it is. But so the coronavirus, I read this morning, the first person from the United States died in Wuhan, China. So we do have a confirmed United States person now dead because of this, and I think it's over like what 2,000 infected. I forget the death toll number now. It's going up.
It's going to get way more worse.
353 the last I remember.
You know, because and I think they're doing the right thing in quarantining. And it's just I wouldn't travel anywhere. No. Not just China. I wouldn't travel anywhere.
Right. Like right now, no airplane. Like I was thinking about going to Florida. I'm like, no.
Oh no, airplanes are absolutely the worst thing. I hear like they don't really clean the pillowcases and the trays. Some of them get wiped down, some of them don't. So yeah.
So yeah, if you get the coronavirus, I mean, there's different.
Have your own wipes wherever you go.
For real, and don't come to work so you get other people sick.
Right, exactly. Please, if you know you have even a cold or flus, don't come to work.
Yeah, stay home. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll get rid of it quicker, I think, actually taking that precaution. I think because you're putting yourself outdoors and sitting in your car and transporting yourself here and there, I think you keep it longer instead of staying in your warm house and just keeping it to yourself, literally quarantining yourself. to get rid of it.
Right, definitely got to get some sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And keep the juices, liquids going.
Yep. Stay hydrated.
Feed your cold. Feed whatever it is. Feed it.
Yep, you gotta eat. So.
Double up on the oranges and the apples and all of that. Vitamin C. That's what I do. I keep it very, very basic.
Yeah. I'm even me. I mean, I don't do nothing extraordinary. Washing hands, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like just. People touch
At
everything.
least for me, 10 times a day at least.
Yeah, because everyone touches door handles.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. So this morning I go onto Twitter and I seen did you see what Gayle King said about Kobe?
I heard about it this week with the interview with Lisa Leslie.
Not good.
Nah, but she says it was edited by CBS and they kind of took her out of context. But I do believe that even trying to bring up the rape case, it's literally, what, a week since his death? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Why? Why bring that up?
I don't get it.
I mean, for the family and a lot of fans, it's still really raw.
Right. It's still fresh. Like.
So why? What was the benefit of bringing that up?
I don't know.
There's a teacher in a principal, I can't remember if it was California or Miami, that the day after he passed and his daughter, she went on Facebook and posted karma for the rapist. She's now on administrative leave because the students saw the post and were planning a 9-minute walkout.
Oh, they're planning on walking out?
Yeah, because of what the principal had said.
I mean, certain things you should keep to yourself. Just straight up disrespect, especially on national television. And this is like becoming a new norm with people disrespecting the dead. Like,
yeah,
just let it be. If a person's dead, let them be. Shouldn't say, like, I don't get it.
I truly, truly do believe in karma. And I believe that when you badmouth the dead like that, when you talk ill about someone, anybody, Trump talking about McCain, I think those chickens will come home to roost one way or another.
Yeah, I agree. Here's a random fun fact for everyone. We're just going to go straight off topic because this has been sitting in my head. I read this the other day, right? So you watch Boys in the Hood, right?
Yes.
You know the guy who shot Ricky?
Yes.
Well, do you know how he died?
I didn't know he died.
Yes, he died, and I don't recall on top of my head when, but he died and he was in prison. Some cellmate apparently killed this guy.
Because of the movie?
No, not because of the movie. Okay. Killed this guy and performed a satanic ritual on him. Just a random fun fact. I never knew that. Talk about a weird death. Dying in prison with someone doing a satanic ritual.
Speaking of deaths, we've had plenty in 2019, right?
Yes, a lot of deaths.
Yeah, and all of them hit home for people. We say there's a lot on our list, but the top 5, for lack of a better term, besides Kobe, just talking hip hop artists, we have Nipsey, we have Bushwick Bill, Jimmy Spicer, Badass, and Juice WRLD.
Yeah, as far as artist goes, yeah. And then you got John Witherspoon, John Singleton, who else? So much is going on in 2019.
And it seems like 2020.
Oh, started off fresh.
Just a whole lot of people just passing, and the latest being Kirk Douglas.
Yes,
it's just like a whole generation we're losing of people.
Yep, it seems like people were just going left and right, and to touch back on that virus thing, that's even scary. Like that exploding into the public, and what if
it's definitely going to be a pandemic. It's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better because there's no cure. They're treating this like they treat the flu.
Right. So I hope we make it to spring. Hopefully that our Antarctica doesn't get up to 65 anymore. I mean, yesterday it was, in the morning at 7 o'clock, it was, 50 out? And then I come out at 3 o'clock and it's snowing and it's like 30 out.
We've had, last week it was really warm the entire week. Yesterday when I was driving, I went from rain to rain-snow mix to sunshine, just driving to work. It was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Mother Nature does not know what's going on.
Yeah,
right
it's just different places, different things happening, and this is all just from going from York, PA to Gaithersburg, Maryland, an hour and a half trip, and I go through 3 different weather fronts, so to speak.
now. Wow. Well, you get the best of all worlds. How about that?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that does that wrap it up? Do we?
No, what was your take on the Grammys or the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl was actually good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I didn't have really no gripes. The halftime show, and to touch on that, do you think Jay? Well, first off, Jay and Beyonce didn't stand for the national anthem,
Right.
and that was exploited to the fullest extent on social media.
Mm-hmm. And they meant absolutely nothing by it, so Jay says.
Yes, his.
It wasn't a political statement, basically.
He
is
was
what
working.
He's saying. I as soon as the halftime show started, I immediately started texting my brother, and I said, somebody's going to have a problem with the gyrating. You know, I don't think I watched 30 seconds of it, and I already knew somebody was going to say something about this. And thank God that people on Twitter compared last year when a man was doing it and nobody said nothing to this year it was women doing it and now everybody's got a problem. The hypocrisy is just rampant. Rampant.
I thought it was good. I mean, I didn't see nothing wrong.
I didn't see nothing wrong with it either. I don't know what people expect these days.
Well, I tell you what made me mad is when what was it last year when Big Boy did the Super Bowl? I think
It was
right?
Adam Levine and
Well, he came out. Big Boy came out the one year, and there was no Outkast reunion. That made me mad.
I think they missed the boat. I think they're scared of booking rappers for halftime shows. Even though they tried to get Cardi B in there, I don't think she could have carried a whole halftime show.
You don't think Cardi has the catalog to do that yet?
I think she does. I don't think they want her to carry a whole halftime show. You know, because let's be honest, hip hop is still stigmatized.
It is,
and it's kind of its own fault because you go to video channels and what do they talk about and what are they showing, and so they have to take some of that. They have to understand some of that. But
right.
I don't believe that every group or every hip hop artist is like that. So there is hip hop that you can have on halftime shows.
Right, and it goes for any genre of music. You know, just rock, anything like. You got certain artists that talk about certain things and just choose what you want to listen to. Don't contradict one genre of music and not contradict the other because in the end, everyone does it. I don't care what genre it is.
I agree.
So,
and congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs, for winning the Super Bowl. Hard-earned. Patrick Mahomes definitely deserved it. I thought Baltimore would have taken it this year, but
I think everyone did.
Yeah. But it shows you what playing with heart does. And I say heart over skill. I'll take heart over skill anytime. You just work harder when you play that way.
I
you
agree.
work harder.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tom Brady has made it official on the Super Bowl in one of the commercials. He's not that. He's still here.
I don't think anybody believed he was anyway. And lastly, do you think Billie Eilish, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right.
Billie.
The girl, the woman who brought home all the Grammys in the main categories.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you think that was all deserving?
The Grammys, I don't like the Grammys. I don't. I think the Grammys are all politics. People don't get the awards that they deserve, and people just get nominated for stuff that they no business being nominated for. So I don't like the Grammys.
Well, I what I've learned about it now, I agree with you 100%. With the infighting that's going in with the CEO that they put on leave, she's ready to expose a lot of that stuff, and I can't wait to see this go to trial, if it does go to trial, and see what happens, because she says she's got proof, and I think she's got names attached to it. And I think this is going to get just about as ugly as any court trial can get before it gets better, but I think you're going to see a cleaning of the house when it comes to that committee, and it needs to be done.
It's long overdue.
Yep.
You know, like who's the people deciding and making the decisions on who wins what, who's nominated for what? These people, these people probably have no idea, number one, who half of these artists even are. They don't even listen to the genre of music that they're selecting nominations for. You know, who's Cardi B? Never heard of her. You know, how do you? I don't get it.
I don't either.
I would like, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see like the older generation of like the hip hop legends, producers, everyone come together, maybe form like something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I
music
agree.
people nominating, or like a Hall of Fame, like an official Hall of Fame, people nominating people that were a part of the genre, have history. You know what I mean?
I agree. I would like to see something like that too. I would like to see if there. I believe there is a hip hop Hall of Fame, or they just finally got the money to build one, or something like that. I may be confusing it with the African American Museum of Music. Might have just gotten a grant or something to.
I don't know if that I don't know to be knowledgeable if there is hip hop Hall of Fame. If there, even if there is, it needs to be put out forth more
Yeah,
in front of the
you got to
public
get
honestly.
out there, guys, and let us
Right.
hear more from you. And yeah, I totally agree with you. And I'm glad that there's a genre for adult hip hop now that somebody like me can listen to. I still think with LL Cool J re-signing with Def Jam, Big Daddy Kane is out there doing things. I like to hear music from these guys. You know, I would like to. If you still got the skill, which clearly they do, I would like to hear from them. I just wish the younger generation and the older generation of hip hop can really get along a lot more better. I would love to hear a song with Kendrick and Big Daddy Kane. I think that would kill.
Right, it would be the dope combination,
Yeah.
right? Something like that. And it was just like, it'd be great to see the older generation work more. I mean, we have Outkast and even put out an album in how many years?
Oh yeah.
Just think of all the artists that have diminished in the past 10 to 15 years. No material at all.
Mhm.
It's sad.
It is. Dag, I hate to hit in on a note like that, but we got to do a part two, right? Because there's so
Yeah,
much more
we
that
got
we
a
got
lot
to talk about.
Yes, we got a lot to talk about, but I think that does it for part one.
Yeah,
We'll get on to
absolutely,
part two,
absolutely.
and we'll keep it riding.
So this is the end of this episode. I am your host of the QI Podcast. I am DJ 10th Power.
I am DJ Duce. Don't forget Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at the QI Podcast, www.qipodcast.com. Need to get a poll up there.
Absolutely. We also need to email us and let us know what you think.
Definitely.
The QI Podcast at gmail.com.
And we'll be back. And like I said, expect a lot more podcasts this season. We're going to get a lot of interviews. We're doing a lot of segments. So it should be fun. It's going to be a fun
Absolutely.
one.
Glad to see you back, bro.
Hey,
Let's get busy.
we're going to get it, and we're going to have a good year this year. Definitely.
Peace.
I think we killed that.
Yeah.
That was good. Hell, and I winged that.
So did I, man.
You're doing
So
better,
did
I think, when we wing them than when
But
we
I'm glad you.